The problem isn't your sounds, it's the overlapping of them. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the low end, so the kick and the bass. The problem isn't your sounds, it's the overlapping of them. I use an analogy. Imagine you're on a bus. Two people can't sit on the same seat. Let's get into the video. Okay, so as you can see in this group, I have a 909 kick drum, a reverb that I recorded from the send here to create a rumble, and then I have a bass, just a sine wave that's running a sequence. And if we listen to them all together, look at the meter here, or here, and it's turned down, so it's pushing high. It's loud, but it's weak. And this is because everything is all competing for the same space. Imagine you're on the bus. You can't all sit on the same seat. It just doesn't work, does it? And as you can see, it all sits around this 40 to, let's say, 80 region. And you have this lovely, well, I don't know if you can call it lovely, but you have this bright white section here, which is just pure energy. The first thing that's appropriate is to check where everything sits. I'm going to open Pro Q. You can use any EQ. They will do the same thing, really. This is just my choice. We can see there's a thump around 211, sorry. And let's say around 70. Okay, we can see around there. And if we solo it, so we can see that is where the fundamental of the kick is sitting. Just for good measure and good housekeeping, let's bring this to around 30 Hertz. So we just cut everything below. Then I'm going to have a look at the reverb. Same thing, open Pro Q4. Oh look, sitting in the same region. And we have all of this other stuff that, in my opinion, we don't really need right now, but this is taste, so don't take my word and say it all has to go. But for taste, I think we can lower it to something around there and probably make it a bit steeper. And likewise with the kick, just for good measure and housekeeping, we can probably take it somewhere around there. And then let's listen to the bass. So I added this drum bus on there because I know there's a lot of tutorials that tell you to use drum bus on everything, and that is a different topic for a different day. However, we will also look. Ah, what a surprise. The same region. Everything is really clashing for its place here. So likewise with the rumble, we can just probably knock off everything, probably up to 100. And again, let's say around 20, somewhere there. Okay, fine. Now let's put it all back together. The first thing I would do in this situation is go for the phase. Change the phase of the, so let's turn off the reverb. already we have given some space. But straight away, I can just hear the attack, the sustain, the release is too long for this one. We can bring the release down and also the attack, because we don't want them hitting at the same time. Obviously, we want the kick to hit on the beat every time, and we want that to be the most prominent thing on the beat. Okay, so now we're kind of grooving. Something else. Do we really need the bass on the beat? Let's try taking it off. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Now we have done these simple things. Maybe we can play with a different slope. I think that sounds quite cool. Maybe we can bring the release up a little bit. Now, let's be careful with the drum bass. We have a decay. I suppose slider here. Let's also maybe bring the percentage down. Do we really need it booming that much? Probably not. Okay, now we've got something that's starting to pulse. Okay, we're nowhere near there yet, but just by changing some alignments, some volumes, we are starting to make this bounce around and have a place. There we go. Bring the volume down a little bit. Let's introduce the reverb. So, we don't need all of this. I'm going to shorten it, crop it, and what I did is I just recorded the send channel, which is just the reverb, the EQ filtered out, all of the high stuff from the kick, and again mono and phased. Recorded it into a new track, as you see here, and now we have just the rumble. Let's solo that. I'm going to shape it even more using the envelope, the clip envelope. Clip volume. I'm going to take away the front. It's sort of like a side chaining effect, but just to allow the transient of the kick to come through, and then the reverb will rise. Let's take a listen. And potentially, we could bring it down a bit, so it's really just a quick suck. And if we play it all in context, wow. Already, we haven't even gone into side chaining yet. We haven't done any EQ, proper EQ, and already you're starting to feel the thump and the groove, which is the most important thing in techno, is the groove. Something else we can also do, let's do the same with the kick. Let's crop it because it's basically the same thing. And go into the envelopes, the clip, envelope, gain. Maybe let's chop off some of the kick. so we can shorten the kick and make more room for the bass. So let's listen. Wow. Make it longer. Too much there, too much, but I think something like that. Maybe we can bring the level down a bit, maybe also bring the level down of maybe let's bring more. Okay, so it's something you can feel here. Without it, it loses that groove. With it, it adds. Cool. Okay, so the next part, I'm gonna add a sidechain to these elements. And then I will do some slight surgical EQ, just in order to really make the two fit like a puzzle. So first things first, just use the standard Ableton compressor. And there are many ways you can do this. You can volume automate, you can use something like LFO Tool or Cable Guys, and they will give you slightly different results. Not probably, but definitely you'll get more control with the volume shaping. Let's just sidechain because it's tried and tested classic method. So we route it to the kick, 909. You can probably push it up here somewhere. Let's see. Best thing to do is do it by ear. Okay, with it, without. So again, it just gives that little extra space. Maybe we can bring the release down a bit, just so we can actually get the bass. Maybe we're sidechaining too much. Now we've got that bounce. Cool. In fact, because I am lazy, we will copy and paste. Maybe we can bring up the threshold. Yeah, something like that. Now, let's have a look at the vision. Okay, now it looks a lot more controlled. Look at that. Now, granted, I'm using really good samples, 909 samples, because I sampled them from the machine, and it's just a great drum to use. I do understand once you start layering and having these massive kicks, especially the hardcore guys, it can get very messy very quickly. I'm focusing on the people that are making any other type of techno that is not absolutely pummeling the kick. That being said, I can always make a video for the hardcore guys. Just this one we are keeping it tame. So I'm really happy with how that's sitting, but I haven't finished. Inside the kick, we saw that there was a boxy frequency. Now, it sounds nice on its own. Let's push it and see how it sounds in context, because in the end, everything is in context. Okay, cool. What I'm going to do for the people that haven't quite got the sensitive hearing yet is I'm going to make a really extreme cut so you can hear what's happening. And a tip, when you're listening to the EQ, try to listen to the sound around the cut. So don't try and listen to exactly what the cut's doing. How does the sound change when you're moving it across the spectrum? And then you will hear the sweet spot. We can hear there the kick sounds like it's the happiest. I think that's the best way to describe it. It sounds like it's good there. So let's just bring it up, because that type of EQ is unnecessary unless you're in the sound design realm. Lovely. So let's just do a quick A/B. Just a bit more tight, a bit tighter. Let's go into the reverb. And let's try and dip where the kick is trying to come through. Again, we don't need much. We shall do the same within the bass. Potentially. No, wrong one. Ooh, that's not what I was trying to do. Let's undo that. Even better. Let's put it like here. And we take out where the kick is trying to sit. Because if we imagine the kick is for thump, the bass is for body. The bass is you're trying to feel the bass. So as I mentioned before, like a jigsaw. Essentially, that is all you need to do. Again, how much you cut the reverb is down to you. How much you want left? Do you want it more cavernous, like you're in a room, or do you want it as just a sort of wavy, pulsy thing? It's to taste.